Welcome, my name is Tina, and today we're going to do a practice that is centered and constructed around the Solar Plexus Chakra. So this is all about strength, self-esteem, ego, and power. Our phrase for today is, I love and accept myself. I am free to be me. So this is a little bit our backdrop. Have it with you. And without further ado, we're gonna start the practice. So, what better way to start a solar plexus practice than sun salutation? So, we're gonna come up and find the top of our mat. Now you can find the hip distance space between your feet, or you can challenge your balance and bring your feet together, keeping the heels maybe slightly apart. See what feels comfortable for you. We're gonna start to deepen our breath, so you can close down your eyes and find that grounding, Tadasana, grounding you, energy pulling you down towards the earth, settling your roots, and then the opposite stretch, going up through the crown of your head and really energizing the body, our whole body being energized and present in the asana. Now we're going to inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now close the mouth. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And exhaling. 2, 3, 4. Release your arms down if you haven't already. And really feel that energy pulling you out through your fingers, turning your palms forward. We're gonna inhale as we release our arms to float upwards over our heads, pushing through a thick wall of honey, remember? And then maybe a little stretch before we exhale as we float down to a forward fold. Maybe bend your knees a little bit in this one. Do a little bit of a walk, giving your body some time to release. Inhale, pulling the crown of the head forward, extending the spine. Exhale. Inhale to come up, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Of course, this first sun salutation, you can do the modified version if that's more comfortable for you. We're gonna walk out our dog a little bit. Try to pull those little fingers towards each other so that your shoulders are getting externally rotated and coming down. Now inhale, come on up onto your toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward and step back in. Inhale to extend the spine. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, come all the way up, arms out wide. And exhale, Tadasana. We're gonna do one more, then we're gonna land in downward facing dog. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, we're gonna land now in downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. We're going to come down to Dolphin, so dropping one elbow and then dropping the other one. You can bend your knees if you need to, adjust. Maybe your heels are up and not attached, whatever feels comfortable. Then we're going to lift our elbows up, coming into a plank. Exhaling. Inhaling and then exhaling, coming back to downward facing dog. Inhale to come down to Dolphin. Exhale to stay. Inhale, plank. Exhale to stay. Inhale, move into downward facing dog. Exhale to stay. On the next inhale, we're going to float the right leg back to a 3-legged dog. So inhale, shift your weight, let your foot come up tall. Exhale, pull the knee to your nose and place the foot gently in between the palms of your hands. Inhale to come all the way up. And exhale, warrior 2. We're going to stay for 3 breaths. On an inhale, we're going to extend the knee. And exhale, tip on over to Trikonasana. Now imagine that wall behind you. So not coming forward, not coming even backwards. Use a block here if you need to support yourself. And 3. Then we're going to come all the way into a high lunge. And then we're going to place our hands to frame the standing leg, coming all the way to a low lunge. Maybe opening the chest. Coming down to frame the foot, and then exhale, sit all the way back. We're going to release the left leg, letting it come forward, and we're going to move into Anavasana. So come with me. Pick up your knees if you want to. Make sure here to have your spine straight. So you want to try to have this upright position. Okay? So we don't necessarily have to go all the way. Okay? I'm not going to, because I have been pregnant not a very long time ago and my core is not there. So we're going to sit here for 5. 1, 2. The last effort. Then we're going to roll through a vinyasa. So coming in. Inhale to extend the leg, and then exhale, move into your Trikonasana. Taking a hold of the toe, or the mat, or a block. Now on an inhale, come up into high lunge. We're going to move to warrior 3. So shift your weight slightly forward, taking the weight off that back leg, and float up to a warrior 3. You see, we all have problems with balance. 2 and 3. Exhale, release your hands down to frame the standing foot. And place the leg back to come into a low lunge. Then maybe we're gonna open the chest. And release. Frame the front foot. Exhale to sit all the way back. Releasing that right foot forward. Coming into Navasana again. So we're gonna inhale. Come up and then exhale out. 5 breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Cross the legs. Roll over to tabletop. Stepping out into the plank. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Inhaling, coming up. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Now we're gonna roll through our downward facing dog. Get through the spine and come all the way down to laying on our mat. Okay. Now we're gonna do cobra and then bow pose. So take a moment here to stabilize your breath. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to start extending upwards. And exhaling, coming all the way back down. Release for a moment. Then you're going to bend your legs, grabbing a hold on the outside or the inside, whichever you prefer. Just make sure that your knees, your legs are parallel to one another. And then we're going to press into the palms of our hands, and that is the movement that is going to create the bow. Okay, so we're pressing up. And relax. Come all the way down. We're gonna move into a child's pose. And you can stay here for a moment if you like, or you can come with me and do a vinyasa. So you're gonna exhale to come all the way down. Inhale to come up, upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. And then we're gonna come from the downward facing dog down to hero pose. Now, if you were in child's pose, you can just simply lift your upper body up to a hero pose. We're gonna inhale to come up, and now we're gonna do camel pose. So if you have your blocks, you can use your blocks. I'm gonna start with tucking my toes, and then I'm gonna deepen the pose as I come into it, okay? So I'm gonna find that heel, and then I'm gonna find the other heel. Maybe this is enough for you. So when we find the fingers, you see that I'm on top here, and it feels relatively comfortable for me, so I'm gonna come down one foot at the time. And then help yourself to come all the way up. And then we're gonna come into a child's pose. Maybe widen your knees a little bit to give yourself some space and take a moment to just release. And 4. Inhale. Use your arms to come up to upright position. And now we're gonna do our last vinyasa, or if you don't feel like it, you can go straight to laying on your back. I'm gonna do one last vinyasa. Facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And then inhale. And come in to seated. We're gonna roll all the way down. So you can use your hands to then gently come all the way down to lying on your mat. We're gonna do happy baby. So you can start by pulling your knees towards your chest. Maybe you hold on to your shins or your thigh. What is, try to press your lower spine into the mat. So really opening up those hips. And if you want to, you can release one foot, release the other. Do a little bit of a rolling, give your spine a nice massage. And then, when you're ready, you can collect your knees again, and then let them come all the way down to shavasana. can now release your breath, not controlling it anymore. Just let it flow naturally and observe it, how it's feeling. Now I will always recommend that you stay in shavasana for quite some time to internalize what we have practiced on the mat. But since this is over, on your side, whichever side speaks to you, take a moment here and then use your upper arm to help you up to upright position. We're going to end in Sukhasana, or whichever seated asana is comfortable for you. I'm very happy to have had you with me. I thank you. Have a beautiful day. I hope this has been as good for you as it was for me.